What's up, brother fam? Welcome back to a brand new whip review. Today I have with me the 2024 Audi RS3. Big shout out to Juan at Audi West Chapel for lending us his car so we could talk about it today. So now, if you have any inquiries or any questions about any car, feel free to reach out to Juan at Audi West Chapel. In this video, I'm going to tell you the top 5 things that you need to know about this car right here. If you are new, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any other video that I'll post in the future. And now, without further ado, let's get in the review. I'm Ceezy and you're in my world. Let's ride. This is the 2024 Audi RS3. So we're gonna take a quick walk around the exterior, starting with the front. All right, so here you have a very gorgeous color. It's one of Audi's newest color for the RS3, including the new green that they have, and the name is gonna pop up right here. There you go. All right, so you can see how the black is complementing it. On this car, you have the carbon package and the black uptake package that will complement this color. This is a great choice right here. All right, you can see the body lines on the hood. They are popping body lines, very sharp. They start from the front and follow all the way to the back, giving the car character to the front, make it look aggressive. Very cool design right here. All right, so now front element here is this LED lights right here. So you have dynamic turn signal on it, and you do have the DRL or daytime running light. So they pretty much reshaped them for this model, and you have the flag design on the DRL as well. It looks like a race car flag. When we're about to cross the line, then they have this flag. That's what it looks like here. That's the racing flag. And one cool thing about it is that it says RS3 when you unlock the car. So I'm going to try and do it right now and see if it does it. All right, so now I just locked it. You could see the dynamic turn signal, but I'm gonna unlock it. Let's see. Dancing sequence, and it says RS3. It may not be too visible in the video because of the sun, but I will try to show you an example of it. All right, so that's what you have here. Okay, so now going lower, so you have this massive air vent right here. Is even more aggressive on this model than the S3 or the A3, and you have all those inlets in it that will let the air go through and cool off the intercooler that's behind it. All right, and to the side you have a curtain that will let the air flow to the tire, cool off the brakes, and stabilize the car as you're driving. So right here to the front, of course, you do have the Audi single frame grille, but around it, you have what Audi calls the mask. So you have it on the Q8, you have it on the Audi e-tron GT. So this is what Audi calls the mask. So it just surrounds it and it looks like a mask. The car is wearing a mask or something. So this is what it is right here. Very cool. And you do have a front lip or front spoiler right here, and a little split right here that will still channel air to the radiator and help cool off the engine as you're driving. And you can see that it's all blacked out because of the black optic package right here. So this is very, very cool design. The front of the car is looking absolutely stunning. So let's keep going to the side. So to the side right here, this car is standing on 19-inch wheels, and you have the all new redesigned wheels for the RS3. So this is right here a matte black that you're looking at. So they sense the matte black for the RS3. Very, very cool right here. And of course you do have the red brake calipers. They can be black, they can be yellow, but commonly they are red. So this is what you have here. And the wheel says RS on it, just to let you know that it's top of the line. So it's where it's coming from, the factory, the Audi Sport factory. All right, so I talked about the carbon elements on the car. So you do have carbon mirror housing or mirror cap right here, and you do have this carbon skirt or seal at the bottom of the door, making the side of the car look so sporty. This is great right here. And one cool thing about this car, compared to the S3 and A3, this car has a wider stance. So this fender right here is pushed out pretty much. Give the car a wider stance, and the dimensions are bigger than the S3 and the A3. So this is perfect right here. Make the car look very, very sporty and aggressive. Great stance on the road, just elegant. All right. So around the window you have the black optic right here. Because of that, you have the frame that is all blacked out instead of being chrome. That's what you have here, and you can see that you have a nice roof line on the car. The side profile of the car is looking absolutely sexy. And one element here So you do have a curtain right here before the door that will pretty much let the air go through, so it's not gonna be stuck and creating pressure in the wheel arch. So it's gonna exit the wheel and keep following to the side of the car, making the car very aerodynamic. So that is perfect right there. All right, so now we're gonna keep going to the back. Okay, so now at the edge of the trunk, you have a massive spoiler that comes with the car, and it's carbon fiber. It's gonna help the car with aerodynamics for sure. So when the air is coming down here, it's gonna give the car that extra downforce that you need for performance. So this is perfect. And it looks great at the edge of the trunk right there. Amazing. All right, so you have black Audi logo and black RS3 badge because of the black optic package on the car. And you do have fully LED tail lights, and I'm gonna show that real quick with dynamic turn signal. There you go. See, that's it right there. So going lower, so you have this honeycomb pattern on the bumper. It's just a piece of design. It's not perforated. There's no inlets on it. It's not showing anything at the back, so it's just a piece of design, and it's blacked out, black optic right here. And you do have the parking sensors on it, so 2 reflectors on each side. There we go. And even lower, you have a very sporty, you have the RS Sport diffuser right here with the oval pipes. So you have 2 actual functional exhausts right here. This is right there. And inside it, you have 2 tips. So it's like pretty much a quad tip or 2 dual exhausts, but inserted into 2 oval pipes. So this is what you have here. That's the normal RS exhaust system right here. So that's perfect. All right, it's very sporty diffuser. It looks great. So the back of the car is just elegant as the front and the side. So overall design of this car, I will give it a 10 out of 10 for sure. So that's what you have here. So let's continue. So now, before we get inside the car, I want to talk about the dimensions. So this car is a very short car, very compact car. So it is 179 inches long, 73 inches wide, and 56 inches tall. So these are proportions of a small car, and you can already tell by its look. So now, before we get in, I want to show the keyless entry, and you have it on all 4 doors. So all you got to do is place your hand behind the handle, and you unlock the car just like this. Very easy. And when you're outside, all you gotta do is tap the little sensor right here and you lock the car. Very simple, very responsive. You're not gonna be fighting with it. All right, so now let's check out the interior. All right, so now jumping inside the RS3. All right, so all right, that's perfect right here. This is the quality that you expect to get in Audi. Pure luxury right here. So there's nothing that looks and feels cheap inside this car. So you have all leather interior, and you can see that you have the RS Sports bucket seats in this car with the Dynamica red right here. This is pretty cool. And you have the red elements right here on the air vents as well. So this is a new thing that they do with the RS3, make the car look different. All right, so this is pretty cool right here, and you can see all the stitching on it as well. So this is almost like a diamond or honeycomb pattern on it. Pretty cool. So all the red stitching. So the seats are very comfortable, and they give you great support to the side right here. This is a performance car, so you expect to get that grip in the seat, so you're not wobbling all over the place when you're taking a turn or when you're going pretty quickly. All right, so this is what you have here. Great seats. They feel very comfortable, and also you have extension for your legs, so pretty cool right here. All right, so you have Alcantara steering wheel with all the stitching on it as well. So Alcantara, it feels nice in your hand, very soft material. So the only thing with the Alcantara is that it feels like it's a material that can wear very easily, or it can get dirty very easily. But all I can say for now is that it's very nice to the touch, and you do have it on the door as well. It's a very soft material, pretty cool. All right, so you have some matte silver bits and pieces around the cabin as well. So you have it here on the door. And one cool thing here is that this car shares the same handle as the Q3. So you can see that it's facing down. It's a very cool handle. It's those 2 cars that have this type of handle, and I really like it. It's pretty cool. It's different. All right, and then very simple interior. So they did not complicate anything in here. So the gear selector is a small knob right here, which is looking just like the matte silver I was talking about. So that's one element right there. So all you got to do is push it up and down to switch gear, and then there's a parking button right here. So very simple system right here. So the wireless charger is right there, USB-C. So there's extra storage underneath this. All right, so 2 cup holders in the middle. You still have a 12-volt socket here. I'm not sure why they still have those in the cars nowadays, but they still have them, just in case you have some like old device that you want to charge. I'm not sure exactly, but what still works with those, but they still have them in the car for convenience. All right, so you have the virtual cockpit right here. You have the MMI system over here with this touch screen right there. You have the buttons for the climate control, which is something that Audi is bringing back in most cars, such as the Q4. They still have it in the A4, A5s, and those models. But when you go to models like the A6, A7, Q7, all those cars will have two screens. But a lot of drivers love the buttons, and they even brought it back in the e-tron GT as well, because a lot of drivers will say that they are more convenient. So a lot of times they will know where the buttons are, and when they're driving, they're not too distracted pressing a touch screen or anything like this. So it's very cool right here. And then you do have some carbon inlays in the car. So I call it carbon fiber just in general, and that's what it is. And this one has a matte texture. It's not like the gloss that you get in an S5, for example, or the exposed carbon fiber you get in an S7, for example. But this one is a matte. It has a matte finish to it. Very cool. I love the feel of it, and it feels just like the back of an iPhone with the new glass that they have. But that's just an example, quick comparison. But that's it right here. All right, so everything is looking very well laid out in front of this car. Nothing too complicated, and you have a good sunroof right here, great view of the sky. So this is perfect right here. So now let's see how it is at the back. Okay. All right. So now jumping at the back of the RS3. Wow, it's very comfortable. I would say that the seats are very comfortable, but the only thing, you already know, it's a small car, so the proportions at the back will be a little bit restrictive. All right, so here I have decent knee room right here. So there's that cut or crease or curve at the back of the seat that pretty much let my knee fit into it. And also I can barely slide my foot underneath the seat in front of me. Just bear in mind that I have it in my driving position and I am 5'11". So if you are 6 feet and over, you're gonna have a hard time at the back of this car. That I will be honest about it for sure. Because it's a small car, you already know that it's a small compact car, so you're not gonna get a ton of space at the back for sure. All right, so this is what you have here. This is how it's gonna be. So if you're over 6 feet or 6 feet even, you're gonna be slanted a little bit, or your hair will be touching the headliner. That's for sure. Even though they made this curve in the headliner to pretty much allow you extra headroom, but it's still a small car at the end of the day. So the dimensions are not in favor of tall people at the back. But the seats are same quality material as the ones up front. They feel great. All the leather on it, same material on the door as well. Handles, very cool. So let's see here. So you have two cup holders in here, in this armrest right there. When you need to just tuck it away, you can see 3 people at the back, but gotta be small people, maybe a child in the middle, if you have 2 grown adults on the side, and or maybe a small adult, like a short one, maybe 5'3", 5'4". It can fit in the middle right here. But other than that, I would say for a long drive you might cramp up a little bit, but you can make it work. But other than that, that's what you have here at the back of this car. So small car, so small proportions at the back. So let's check out the trunk. All right. So now let's pop this trunk open. There we go, small trunk. All right, so it's pretty deep. So there's a lot of room in here. I'm not gonna be able to do my human body test that I usually do in my videos in this one, because it's looking a bit smaller than the other ones. But here there's decent amount of space, and the dimension is gonna show right here. There we go, power of editing. So it goes pretty deep, I would say, decently, and you can fold the back seat if you need extra space. So it's very cool right here. So if you're getting this car, you already know what you're getting it for, and definitely it's not for a lot of space or a lot of practicality, but it will serve you on a daily basis for sure. All right, for most situations, and that's what you have here. Small trunk, and you use your muscles to bring it back down. So now we're gonna go back up front, talk about the infotainment system. Okay, back up front to talk about the infotainment system. All right, so there's 3 parts to it. So there's this side right here, center, and in the middle right there. So typically on all Audis, so the Audi phone box is underneath the armrest, and this one is just storage. So they placed the Audi phone box right here, right in the center console underneath the climate control. All right, so cool thing about it is that it's a wireless pad. so you can place your phone on it and charge your phone wirelessly. And also it's a signal booster, so when your phone is on it, it's gonna use the antenna of the car to amplify the signal of your phone, so you're gonna have better service ultimately inside the car. So that's it right here. It's a very cool piece. And then you have two USB-C ports right here for faster connection to the MMI system and also for faster charging. USB-C or the cable is usually faster than wireless pads. All right, so that's what you have here. So right here, still in the center console, you have this volume wheel. That's how I call it. That's how you operate the volume. So to raise the volume, all you gotta do is swipe around it, and then you raise the volume. And to lower it, you swipe the other way. So you go clockwise and counterclockwise. So there's two buttons on it as well, so left and right. So you press the right one if you want to go to the next track, skip a track, and you press the left one if you want to replay or go to the previous track. So it's very functional right here. All right, one cool piece of design for the RS3 right there. All right, and talking of music or media, we have the B&O or Bang & Olufsen sound system in the car, which is Audi's top tier sound system in all their cars. So the B&O system, it has 3D sound effect, and this car comes with 15 speakers, so that's what it has. The 3D sound effect will give you concert-like sound in the car. So I know it's part of the driving experience for sure. People love listening to music when they're driving, and I know I do love it as well. And B&O is the perfect sound system for all the Audis. Audi has other great sound systems such as Sonos and Bose, but B&O does the top tier right here. That's the best. All right, so that's it for the media. So now going over, right on top of the front box right here, you do have the climate control buttons. So it's just very easy, so easy to operate. There's no concern about that at all. So just push up and down. That's how you operate it. Raise the fan speed, up and down. So the button has a click, and even the buttons, they feel premium in the car. So it's not like cheap buttons. Or man, this feels so good. Wow, and so functional, so user-friendly. There's nothing complicated at all about this system. So that's it for the climate control right here. And here you also have 3-zone climate control in the car. So 3 independent temperatures. So you can change the temperature for the driver, change the temperature for the passenger, and change the temperature at the back. But it is one fan speed for the entire car. So if you raise the fan speed here, it's gonna do the same fan speed everywhere in the car. So that's what you have here. All right, so now right on top of the climate control, you have this 10-inch screen, which is the MMI system. You have all the settings for the car, phone, media, everything is gonna be here. All right, so it's a very responsive touch screen, just like your phone. And then you have icons on it that are so big that you're not gonna be clicking on something that you don't wanna click on. So you can rearrange the icons just like the apps on your phone. So when you click on something, you can hear a click, and then you can feel a haptic feedback as well to show you, to make you know that you clicked on something. There you go, that's a click right there. All right, so I like to see the render of the car in the Audi Drive Select. Very cool. So now on the driver's side, you have the virtual cockpit and the head-up display. So the virtual cockpit right here, to operate it, you use this multi-function steering wheel right here with all the buttons on it. So you have information about the car. You have, depending on what setting you have on the trip computer, it will show you different things. So you can see things like your performance, or you can see information about the car such as consumption, short-term memory, long-term memory, all that good stuff. And you can see the driver assistance as well, such as the lane keeping assist. So you will see it all here, all right, depending on which computer that you have on. So there is a trip computer and there is a sport display. And also you have your media in the center. You can see your music. If you're connected to Apple CarPlay, you're gonna see it here. And then you do have the ability to make phone calls from here. And you have your map here as well. So you have two views. So you can expand it, so you can make the back menu show more details. For example, the map is gonna show bigger. The media is gonna be bigger. And then the information about the car is gonna show in more details as well. So pretty cool thing right here. All right. So to change the menu that you have, all you gotta do is press the left button that's on the left side of the steering wheel. Then it's gonna display the different options that you have. You can have the sport display, trip computer, lap time. Because this is an RS model, you can take this car around the track and take lap times, take your 0 to 60, all those type of things. So very, very cool system right here. And on top of it, you have the head-up display, which will show you your speed limit, your speed that you're doing, I can show you direction as well when you're using the car's navigation system, and also it's going to show you the lane keeping assist. So these are all great features right here for your drivability in the car. All right, that's it. So now we're going to talk about the engine. All right, so now let's see how it's looking underneath the bonnet. And this car is famous for its engine. Wow, look at the 5-cylinder sitting right here, beautiful. Sheesh. All right, so this car, the RS3, is powered by a 2.5-liter 5-cylinder engine that can produce around 401 horsepower with 369 pound-feet of torque. So Audi judged that this car can go from 0 to 60 in a whooping 3.6 seconds. And know that Audi is always conservative with their numbers, and this car has been tested in extreme conditions, snow, wet surface, dry, whatever, in the heat, wherever they tested everywhere to give you this average. So that means in perfect conditions you can get away with less. And I've seen a lot of people reviewing this car, doing like drag races, doing lunches. This car has launch control, so you can launch the car and they get away with less, like 3.3, 3.4. So it's insanely fast. This car is fast. It's small and light, so that means you're gonna get the performance out of it for sure. All right, so this engine right here is controlled by a 7-speed gearbox, and then you have about 4 different modes in the car. So you have auto, dynamic, and you do have 2 RS modes. So RS mode, where you can pretty much customize the car. It's like an individual where you can customize it to your preferences. And you have RS performance. It's gonna make the car to its like sportiest settings, and you do have the RS torque as well for the rear wheel. So you can pretty much take this car around the track and do drifts with it when you have the RS torque activated. So what it's gonna do, because the car has a torque splitter in it, so it has the ability to pretty much divert most of its torque to the back wheels and pretty much almost turn the car to a rear wheel drive. So this is perfect right here. That's why you are able to take this car and do some skids around a track, make some drifts with it. So this is pretty cool. I don't do this kind of things with cars, but if you like to drift your cars and things like this, then this car is for you right here. You have the ability to do that. All right, and on top of it, this car sounds amazing with those exhausts at the back. Let's hear it. Sheesh! Oh my gosh, the sound of the exhaust in the car. Oh my god, the car is just singing to me inside. Oh man. All right, so now we're taking the RS3 for a drive. So this car is joyful, it's pleasant around the corners. Oh my goodness, it handles so well, even though it's a short car. But with all the technology that you have in the driving system, then I expect it to handle very well. So it has a low presence to the ground, so drag coefficient is low, center of gravity is low, so everything is ready to attack with this car. So you have the wider stance that makes the car sporty and aerodynamics with all those vents in front. So man, this car is perfection when it comes to performance. They did something special with this car. All right, so before I was talking about the drive mode, so this car does have the comfort mode. So you have comfort, auto, dynamic, and you have RS individual, which you can customize to your preference also, and you do have the RS performance, which is gonna be the sportiest setting in the car, even better than dynamic. All right, so and then you do have the RS torque rear as well, so you want to split the torque to the rear wheels and do like skids and stuff like that, all the drift around the track or on the parking lot as people do it. So you can do that, but I'm not gonna do that. I do not do those type of things with cars, so I'll let it to the professionals. All right, so right now I'm in comfort mode, so I'm not gonna say there's nothing so comfortable about the car because I was just sprinting in comfort mode and the car is still as reactive as you would expect. And you do have sport suspensions, sport adaptive suspension on the car that will pretty much like suck up the bumps when you're driving. You do have the active or dynamic dampers on the car that will pretty much react every millisecond just to pretty much suck up the bumps and adapt to the road conditions, so you don't feel anything, so you get ultimate comfort in the car, all right, and get the performance at all times as well. All right, so this is what you get here. And of course you have the sport differential. This is a sport car, so you get sport differential on the car. So the sport differential with the quattro all-wheel drive system, so what they do together is that you have the ability to pretty much bounce the torque at the back of the car. So for example, I'm just taking this sharp turn right here, so it can bounce the torque to the wheel on the outside just to give it more power to keep the car stabilized, so to avoid like any lean or any roll when you're taking sharp turns. All right, so this is great right here. And then you have the quattro all-wheel drive system, of course, that will send power to the wheel that needed the most. So it has the ability to work with all four wheels, where the sport differential is usually on the rear axle. So the quattro all-wheel drive system will back up the sport differential at the back. Okay, so now comfort mode, so that was it's very comfortable. So it's not, the steering wheel is not as loose as an A3 because you have everything sporty in the car. So you have sport packages, so it's not like a basic model. So on the A3, the steering wheel in comfort mode is gonna be so loose that I don't know, it's gonna be just like the name says. But in this one, it still has some weight to it because it's a sport car after all. It's a racing sport car. That's what RS stands for. Okay, so in this car you have all the safety features that you need. So you do have all your airbag as standard, so front, knee, and overhead airbags, all those type of things. And you do have adaptive cruise control in the car. You have lane keeping assist. You have adaptive cruise control with distancing. So with distancing, what it does, you can set the distance between you and the car up front on the highway, and the car is going to maintain that distance. You can set your speed as well, it's going to maintain the same speed. So that's adaptive cruise control with distancing. And the lane keeping assist, or when you activate it, it's going to keep the car in lane to avoid you from swerving left to right to different lanes, wherein if you for example, you're not paying attention, you're getting tired of driving or anything like this. All right, and then you do have the Audi Presense front. So what it does, it helps the car stop as hard as it can when you're about to impact something at high speed. So just gonna reduce that impact for you. And then you have it at the back as well, Presense rear, that will pretty much work with the blind spot assist on both mirrors. It's the light that you get on the mirror that will illuminate when you have a car in your blind spot when you don't see it. All right, and perfect. And you do have the head-up display right here that shows you your speed limit, that shows you the speed that you're doing, and other information when you're driving. So a lot of great features. All right, and additionally you have the parking aid, which is the cameras that you get in the car. You get a top view of the car, so when you're parking, you know exactly where you're placing the car. And at last, you do have the parking aid, which is pretty much automatic parking in the car. So when you have it, when you find a parking spot, you can just press a button. The car is gonna identify the spot and is gonna back you up in that spot. So this is how it works. All right. So right now, I just switched to dynamic mode, and then we're gonna see how the car is going to react. Okay, ready? Here we go. Woo! That felt so much like 3 seconds to me. This is incredible. The exhaust at the back is just amazing. I think Audi did such a great job with this car. I don't know, it's just, this car is perfection. I've driven the RS7. I haven't driven an R8 yet, but I've driven the RS7, the RS6, S7, S6, all those, RS5. And this one, I'm telling you, this one is a different breed. It's a different breed. All right, man, I totally recommend this car if you're looking for something that performs well. If you're not worried about like practicalities such as space inside the car, if it's just for you and you want to have fun, then that's gonna be the car for you. Just amazing, 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 amazing. Alright, Rider fam, thank you so much for watching this review about the 2024 Audi RS3. So if you have any questions or inquiries about this car, feel free to reach out to Juan at Audi West Chapel. He'll be able to help you out wherever you are in the country. Alright, so now if you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any other video that I'll post in the future. And until we meet again, let's keep riding.